The summer community immersion experience has become a staple in the preparation of candidates in UMKC's teacher education programs.
Cultural mismatch is oftentimes very challenging for teachers, particularly in their first year. And we feel that actually meeting parents and students where they are, beginning to have a little bit better understanding of the communities where their children and the parents come from, really helps prepare them to go into the school year meeting their students where they are. And it also gives them more credibility with children.
An important aspect of this program was the involvement and collaboration with community agencies in not only the development, but also the implementation of the course.
We want to bring some real-life experience and some real-life understanding to their repertoire so they're better prepared to be, quality, competent, effective teachers.
The student teachers that were working with us this summer, they were allowed to go into homes and see some of the conditions that these kids are living in and some of the family dynamics that they are going through. And I think that is critical in understanding what you're getting at 7 o'clock in the morning.
This 8-week field-based program immerses candidates in the Kansas City urban communities, providing them an opportunity to examine themselves, the urban environment in both its challenges and resources, as well as providing them a unique perspective on the experiences of students and families in the urban core.
It wasn't until we actually got to meet the kids and meet the people who are products of this environment and see, what educational deficiencies exist and see what needs are there in this community and what we need to do as educators. This class is very, very valuable for filling in a lot of the gaps, maybe showing the suburban and rural students a world that they didn't know existed.
I just think the most important thing about this course is really just showing you how much you can reach out to the community.
You can read statistics and stereotypes all day, and you can read the author's opinions, but it's not until you're out in the community, making relationships, meeting people, that you really have your own opinions. You form your own relationships and your own sense of community with the kids you're going to have in your classroom.
For many candidates, this experience is the most transformative and influential aspect of their teacher education program.
I've lived in Kansas City my entire life and in kind of a diverse area, but through this course I was able to see areas and do things that I wouldn't have normally done.
My understanding of Kansas City really broadened as a result of taking the community experience course. We did a lot of comparing and contrasting of the urban and the suburban and the rural areas of Kansas City, and most importantly, being able to be hands-on, being able to walk and talk and visit with the community.
Reading about an urban community, I had a lot of pity and I felt bad and I wanted to do something about it. When you're actually there, you learn that you don't need to pity the kids. You don't need to feel bad for them because what they have is just as valid as my life. It's just different.
We talked about how families just don't really know the resources that are available to them. So as a teacher, I'm able to provide them with resources that I know because of the information I received from the class.
One of the most powerful aspects of this course is the unique experience and perspectives provided by the faculty members involved in teaching the course.
My professor went above and beyond to take us around Kansas City and to plan the different things that we were going to do every day. I still have his phone number. He's still a resource.
We have field experience so they can actually see what's out there rather than just hearing the theory. They've got some actual practical experience.
One of the things I try so hard to really help students understand is that where we come from may be different, but people aren't all that different. We must learn where they come from, respect where they come from, and this dispels the myth that you need same ethnicity teachers with kids. That is a myth.
Evaluation of the program has shown that not only do students gain in knowledge of the urban community, but they've also grown in their own self-efficacy about teaching in urban schools.
I think this course really also showed me that there are just different ways to live in the city, and I may have lived one way my entire life, but that doesn't mean somebody else's experience isn't just as valid as mine.
It really made me reflect on my life, what I've been through since the beginning, since I was little.
It wasn't until we actually got in touch with these kids that the class really came alive for me, and then all of a sudden it just all really started to make sense.
High-quality professors and a strong commitment from the Kansas City community bring this experience home for UMKC teacher education students.
When you put them in situations where they actually have to practice the behavior you want and the outlook and the attitude that you want, you get a shift in focus.
We want to make sure that we are an advocate and that teachers understand some of these issues. That way they can better serve these kids in the educational process.
I think it opens up students that are not from the Kansas City area to learn about all the different organizations out there that you can utilize as a teacher.
Even more so now after this course, my whole outlook has changed.
Most importantly, being able to be hands-on, being able to walk and talk and visit with the community.
This class is very, very valuable for filling in a lot of the gaps.
Well, in a lot of my college courses, I've read a lot about the urban communities, but I hadn't actually experienced being in them.
Unless you lived it, you can't really feel it.
We went and volunteered and experienced what our children that we're teaching now experience all the time.
What makes a good teacher is a culturally responsive teacher, a teacher who understands and respects the child's culture, be it ethnicity, poverty, whatever that culture is. Once we respect, you can agree to disagree. And I think that is the edge our teachers will have that no other school of education can promise.